Hey, what's going on? Good evening, everybody. This is Uncle Jack and with my boy Moves. How you doing, Moves?
Doing all right, kicking it.
Basically, we here tonight and we gonna speak on, current events, basically. First thing I want to throw out there is the first thing I want to throw out there is the sports. It was a good game with with the Rams and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina fell short. It was like obvious, but Carolina was surprising. They fought hard, and next year they should be better. But 34-31 was the final for the Rams versus Carolina in the first round of the playoffs. And we got tonight. You got the Bears and Green Bay. I'll get you a score for that. Give me a second. Hold on. What we got going 14-3 over the Bears. The first round of the playoffs. 14-3, and they're in the second quarter with 3 minutes to go. Now we got somebody else here. Miss Brenton, what's going on? We got Sauce B in here. What's going on, Sauce?
What's good, man?
Is in the place.
What's going on in the world today?
Long time, man. Long time.
Yeah, good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
Always good.
Oh, yo, there's some crazy angles, man, going on in politics and in the world, man. That I just wanted to touch bases on. I like when you hit me up and shit.
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. We're going to get to that. We're about to get to that in a second. I was just letting the folks know it's 14-3, Green Bay over the Bears in the second quarter with less than 3 minutes to go. The Rams defeated the Carolina Panthers 34-31. Last second effort by Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua and them. And now we move on to current event. We got this lady. What was her name? Robin. What was her name? The young lady.
Robin,
Love. I think her last name is. I could be wrong. I
good.
think her last name is Love.
It's good.
Or good. Good. Yes, that's right. And it was a.
Yeah,
Robin, forget a
Robin
white.
Good, right?
Yeah, it almost sounds. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, as we all know, she passed away the other day in Minnesota through, hailfire from ice. And, you got people sitting here saying, oh, she was an innocent person. We got people who live in reality who say she was driving a car toward an agent. And she succumbed to her injuries after being, shot multiple times. I just wanted to know you got let me see who we got first. All right, we got Moves.
Yo,
How do you feel about that? Grace, what's going on, Grace? Appreciate you. CeeLo, what's up?
I honestly think that there's only one questionable like half second of that whole situation. When the agents or officers like they approach her vehicle, I feel like there was a like a half second of control that they may have lost an opportunity for, but that would allow them to like de-escalate the situation and that kind of thing. And you could hear them too. They were de-escalating the situation. I mean, as much as they possibly can with somebody that was literally blocking because she was parked perpendicular to the road. She was blocking these ICE agents from going where they needed to go.
Right.
But I don't know. It's like um, there's just that there's like a half second that's almost missing there that could have saved her life, but by the time she hit the gas, it was just too late. I mean, there was. She just gave this dude a fucking funny look and smiled and pressed the accelerator, man. The body cam footage just came out. I don't know if I'm short or if I'm sharpshooting you as far as showing video, but like don't put yourself in that predicament in the first place, and you don't have to worry about like getting shot by authorities.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a sad situation, but it was also avoidable. Source being, what you got to say about it?
Yeah, I definitely think them federal agents went too far. Not because she tried to run him over, but because they had every opportunity to just leave the bitch alone, go and call some regular cops. Regular cops would have just fucking forced her and made her move. Like they wanted to. It's like, I'm just, look, man. If you want to think it's okay to, like, right now, I think we're at a nexus, right? If we act like this is cool, then you're basically empowering a culture, and it's gonna be worse because at a time there was a time when that type of shit could only happen to a certain kind of people. Then it went from a certain kind of people to class of people, right? As Negroes started learning and getting smarter, figuring out the system. You can't just get away with it anymore. However, people still do to some degree, but it's hard to do the same thing you could have did to Negroes in the past because of all the cameras and stuff. And so now it's happening to poor white people. I mean, it always probably was, right? Because we not dumb. We didn't live in their neighborhoods and document what they were going through. But I think what's going to happen is if we sit back and say, well, especially on the black side, like if you happy that this white lady got killed or what, because this, I voted for Trump, right? I'm conservative, right? You know that, right? So I just think federal agents need a little less when it comes to dealing with civilians in the public. First of all, were they there at a particular job or were they passing to go somewhere and she saw them and she's like, I'm gonna agitate these. Either which way, I feel
No,
like
they. If I could interject because you don't know,
because I didn't
watch a handful of reports where they were there in that neighborhood to pick up a guy that had been child trafficking, drug trafficking, part of gangs, and the whole 9 yards. They were looking for a criminal, and they found him. They were transporting him to wherever they were going to fucking take him to. But the neighborhood, these neighborhood protesters caught wind of this ICE activity. I don't know how, but they managed to find out where that route was, and they cut off that route.
All right, so so this is why I say we got to be careful, because if this guy was a child trafficker and he was so dangerous and there's a warrant for this particular character, if the warrant wasn't just hinging on immigration, but the warrant could have just been for, all these other things, then why didn't they just send regular people to get this guy or regular federal agents?
Because he was here illegally and it was ICE's job. It's not anybody else's job.
No, time out.
It's not the regular cop's job to go and find somebody that's an illegal immigrant. We have an immigrant
with a past record, is what you're saying? He had a past record of all those things you're saying?
Shit, we got yellow tape.
No.
Hold on, pardon me, y'all. Pardon the interruption. My fault. We got yellow tape coming to the stage. Yellow tape, what's going on, Brody?
Pardon the interruption, y'all. Pardon the interruption. What's going on, fellas?
Interruption? You ain't interrupting nothing.
What up, Chad?
Yeah, we got
where you're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be.
Nah, I'm just saying he had me backstage for the last 20 minutes, even though the show was 15 minutes.
That's not like crap, but I wasn't even. I was trying to find.
You gotta blame the producer on that one. You gotta blame the producer on that one, man.
Yeah, I know. No, I can't blame.
No, you can't blame the producer. It's one of the key grips. We'll slap him.
There you go. The correspondent. It was a correspondent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, y'all.
But go ahead. And then after you finish, Source, Doc, speak your piece on how you feel about that situation.
I'm asking the brother up top if those were records, with regards to the kidnapping, the child trafficking, and whatnot. Were those records that he had prior to an immigration situation, and now they were just there acting on an immigration warrant only? Or did he have a warrant for a bunch of other criminal activities?
It was the immigration and the criminal activities. It's not. People are like right now, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, but they're prioritizing violent criminals before they go through the rest of the illegal immigration. Okay, so like you could be an illegal immigrant right now. It's possible that you could be an illegal immigrant right now and stay into the country until ICE is finished up with these violent criminals. Once ICE is
Okay.
done with those violent criminals, or they stumble upon somebody who is illegal, they'll deport them too.
Right. So my thing is, if they're violent criminals and they are on land in the state, we're not. It's not like they owe us a court date and we got to go catch them in another country, right? They're on the land, right? This
Yeah.
is not. They're not in the sea. They're on the land. That means all the law of the land applies. That means any agency of the law, if that warrant exists, can arrest me. Hell, if I was a private detective and I happened to go through my computer and see this nigga had a warrant, I could arrest his ass. So,
but do you want a local cop? Wait. Do you want a local cop that deals with local problems, dealing with that, or do you want an authority that deals specifically?
Yes, because the warrant exists.
No, I didn't finish the question. Do you want your everyday cops handling that situation, to handle the cops that handle their everyday cop stuff, or do you want the department that specifies in every record as far as immigration, every law as far as immigration is concerned? That's where their rubber meets the road. It's they don't deal with
it. They're saying, here's what I'm trying to get to the point is, because if the whole idea is about keeping Americans safe, right? And there's a group of uneducated or maybe misinformed young people out there, because they're usually young people. Why the fuck you gonna send people with ice on their shirt and in a public display of whatever, when you actually can just utilize other ways and means of getting them, and once the cops have them secure, you can show up at the precinct and take them.
But not only that, but the federal agent doesn't respect the laws of the state that they in. You understand? They trump that right there. So you got to see there's a bigger force coming in behind what their policies that they trying to enforce. You understand?
Hold on. The law.
One at a time, gentlemen. One at a time.
The law that gets broken by every illegal immigrant is a federal fucking law that will supersede any state law, whether you like it or not. Now, states have constitutions and they have the ability to have their own authorities in the whole 9 yards. But once the feds get involved with it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Let me tell you, feds sometimes contact local police and say, "Hey, get this guy because he committed such and such crime in your jurisdiction." And when you have him, slow down on the process because we also going to come and deal with him. That happens all the time. So I'm not getting this.
Absolutely.
I'm not getting this bullshit. Yo, bro, I'm not with the bullshit of just acting like it's okay because somebody that you have.
If you're looking to take an illegal immigrant that's gone through military training and trafficking and fucking
God, now we gotta sit here and talk about. Yo, I beat up people that have military training already, bro. So we're not we're talking common sense.
One at a time.
I'm trying to get us to be human about this shit. You talking like it's documentations and shit, bro. They did not have to shoot.
Source, let me hold you back for a second because I've been saying on the show for about a year now, maybe even longer. You know what I mean? And I say probably to Uncle Jacky, it's different perspectives of what people see and what they believe in. You understand?
Right.
Like Moose may believe that the government, that the Feds is doing 100% of their job. You know what I mean? The correct way. You know what I mean? He may believe everything that comes across his feed on social media that he invested in. You understand? Not the stuff that he don't invest in, but what he invests in. So, and I always say that our coach, and I hate this, the specific, make it specific to us. You understand? But we tend to. What's regular for other people is not regular for us. I mean, it's not regular for them. What's regular for us is not regular for them. You know what I mean? They may be a little bit more intense in the situation, have anxiety or whatever. I'm not taking nothing from Move, because Move grew, Move is inside, grew up inside the area where
Don't take my excitement as a personal bashment. I see his work. I know what he do in Mexico and all that good stuff. So
I understand
that's appreciated. That's just me being excited about expressing what I'm thinking about.
No.
You're fine, man.
And you're welcome to do that too. You understand? But I like to paint the picture because just like how you paint your picture of what your beliefs are, it's just certain people just have that faith in our government and what they absorb. You know what I mean? And it don't be pure facts. You know what I mean? It be smokes and mirrors. You know what I mean? I kind of let me talk about what I feel about this situation right here. I think this is another smoke and mirror thing. You know what I mean? I can't put my finger on it yet, But as you see the narrative being played out, you know, now it's the LGBT thing. You know what I mean? Now it's the a person, you know, look one way and look another way. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, bro. This world
There's
is
some
so.
weird noise in the back.
Well, if you want me to give you some magical breakdown on it, they hit her up on 7th. Her last name is Good. She was a lesbian. She was white with blonde hair, blue eyes. The psychological rendering of that situation could lead to basically more bolstering against the whole lesbian agenda. That's just a small fraction of it, but it also can lead to people now more boistering police or ICE immigration enforcers to basically do the job. And so as they kill more people accidentally, it becomes just like how it used to be with niggas in the 90s. Well, you know, he was in fear of his life, and you know, you could see the cop literally kicking a man in his fucking face, just sitting down on the floor, just minding his business.
Yeah. But
And it's like, you know, they'll start burdening it up.
Facts.
And then what happens is when you become like, for example, I voted for Trump because I believe in a lot of the things he was, you know, putting out there, especially when it comes to, you know, locking down the borders, right? Like I'm a big fan of that shit. The problem I have is that we have to be very like careful of how because let me just give you a human interface, right? For example, I've seen the application to apply for the Border Patrol job. It's been coming to my phone because, you know, I have Indeed and my qualifications match their criteria or whatever, right? And some of the young fellas I see that I know are applying for this shit out here where I'm at in Oregon, right? Just knowing the people here and living out here and meeting some of them out here that are like natives and shit, they don't really travel that much. They don't understand different things. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, when dudes meet me, they immediately think I know about every drug. You know, they hear my ebonics, they think I'm like, they'll start, hey, you heard this new rap song and all this other stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are the kind of people we giving these jobs to. And here's what you have to understand about the government. Trump could have seen that video and believed him. They didn't have to do that bitch like that. Right? You think he don't have a crazy daughter who has rhetoric and was going against certain conservative views when he does have one of his daughters like that, right? She's a little more quiet now because the whole nation loves her dad. But my point is,
I got a question about that daughter. Is she quiet because, you know, she's back, or she's quiet because she's smart, or she's quiet because she's not a fucking billionaire that's done business and real estate around the fucking world? Maybe she just sit back in the fucking bleachers and watched her daddy fucking do all this work, and then it's easily shot down because she wants to have an opinion, an uneducated opinion by that way, about his success or what the direction he's taking politics in.
Well, I wasn't. Who knows, right? Yeah, I'm just saying. The point I'm making is that you could be that girl is that young lady, somebody's daughter, and Trump. I'm just saying the point is Trump could have seen that video and in his heart be like, damn, that was a little excessive. But as a president, right? Yeah, he gonna sit there and be like, yeah, that woman was stupid and ICE did their job and blah blah blah. And that's one of the things that we probably have to get away from, like sitting there and being pretensive about shit, bro. Like this.
Well, I will hand it to you there.
That dude literally did not need to be in front of the car.
I'll hand it to you right there. Hey, Source, I'm going to agree with you because what fucking Trump posted later on was absolutely untrue. He said that the ICE agent was hit and run over. No, he was hit. Right, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't fucking run over. And you're right. He is bombastic and inaccurate at times. But at the same time, dude, my support stays with the people that are sane and that don't block off fucking federal vehicles, you know, when they're en route to fucking incarcerate somebody that I don't know about.
Well, what I'm saying is there needs to be a metric. There needs to be a metric for the federal government, right? When they send these agents into these places, knowing well that there are agitators out there, right?
Yeah, there is a metric.
The metric needs to be able to communicate with local law enforcement to get the job done. This bullshit.
No. You can't put it in local law enforcement because the local law enforcement's already.
Again, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you go somewhere, if you're a federal agent and there's a political eyeballs on you, right? And everything is basically people are following you everywhere. There's news reporters, there's cameras, there's a million kids with cell phones, there's young idiots throwing ice, rocks, or whatever. Everywhere you go, you now are being assaulted by people on a local level, right? You should be calling the regular cops, let them come and deal with those crowds of people, so you can actually advance.
Because that would put local PD in danger, dude. You would directly put local in danger, straight the fuck up. Because the thing of it is like you get a local cop that starts pushing around.
That's what their job is, man.
No. Hold on. It's not their job. That's not their job to fucking push people around and bully people around. Their job is to keep the fucking.
No, but the people were actually blocking off traffic. That's a local offense. They were blocking off traffic. You can't block off traffic.
Yes, you're
so if they would have just dealt with the local cops and let the cops deal with it, that woman would have still been alive and they would have went on about their job, man.
No, you don't. You put cops in danger by doing that, man. Let me explain it, okay? If you're a local cop, okay, and you got to face these people every day, okay? If you go home in the same fucking communities, bro, you got to go and see the same people every day. Those people know all they got to do is follow you. All they got to do is watch you pull over one of their friends. Okay, and then they follow you to the precinct.
So shooting an American citizen because you're trying to get an immigrant.
And then not only do they follow, dude, listen to what I'm saying. You know where I'm going. That's why you're trying to cut me off. Now, let's say you have a
no, I'm actually not. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Hold on. You have a local cop that's trying to serve an arrest warrant for illegal immigration and all this shit, right? So he goes in there, the local cop, right? And this guy that's been there for a little while, he's got friends. Okay? He's not there alone. He's got friends, and his friends got friends in the whole 9 yards. So let's say he serves that warrant and he arrests the guy and gives him the ice and so on and so forth. Well, guess what? The local news is that cop right there is going to fucking come for you. Okay, so then
hear me out again.
This is what I would do. This is what I would do is if I was a criminal. No,
arresting an actual immigrant. I'm saying there were crimes committed that if any regular
only one of y'all can speak at a time. Only one of y'all can speak. Only one of y'all can speak.
Look, I'm telling you this right now, bro. The way they put a cop in danger is they'll sit there and they'll watch the guy who serves the warrant. And then when that guy goes to pull somebody over, they'll have somebody watching him. All right? So that somebody's watching that cop go to the precinct. And then they watch that cop go to his home, to his family, his kids. That's not the stop, bro. That's not the stop at all.
That means that's a criminal, right? So that's a criminal. That person talking to the cop is a criminal, right? So then it's that cop's job to defend himself and get that criminal.
You want somebody to be a local cop.
You should be mindful if you're a cop. You should be watching your back.
No. It's not a matter of watching your back, dude. You're talking about exposing yourself to criminals, the people who are a criminal element. So
the American citizen should be exposed to criminals, and nobody should be able to do nothing about it. But the cops, they shouldn't be exposed to criminals. We should just make sure they're safe, but not the American citizens. Their safety comes first. What you're saying?
No. Those local cops are trying to keep the peace for those American citizens. Okay, that's what they're doing within those local laws.
Which is what they could have been doing at that traffic violation. That was a traffic violation. The cops could have came and made that woman move, and then the ICE agents could have went about their way.
Hold on, y'all.
If you think that's not that simple, I don't know what kind of world you live in. Then you gotta, I don't know, man. Paperwork gotta be like done before you even ship.
So I got here. I'll show you.
I'm gonna give y'all. Wait. Let's calm down. I'm gonna give y'all a view. I'm gonna give y'all a view of what happened. Here's one of the angles, one of the views of what happened, and now she starts moving. There's a dude in front of her.
Yeah.
There's obviously a dude in front of her. Now forget him, but we'll look at it again. You can see it's obviously a gentleman in front. It's a dude in front, and she keeps going.
Yep.
I mean, from that angle, that doesn't look good for her.
No. Not at all. And wait till I get you the fucking body cam footage. She looks right at him, smiles, and hits the gas, dude. It's no bullshit. You know,
That's
she outwardly she knew that she
The
was
guy
going to
with
hit.
the gun, he was playing her. He told her to move. He literally told her to move.
That's how unhinged this bitch was. Sorry, that's exactly. She was unhinged. She thought, dude, from the whole time, she was smiling the whole time, ready to punch that. Because her girlfriend or her wife told her
I
to
could
fucking.
have dealt with that situation much better than those professionals. I don't care what y'all say. It's just I'm tired of weak people pretending that they need to do all this extra over excessive shit to deal with people, man. That's bullshit. If his hand was in the car, he could have like literally overpowered her, smacked the key out or some shit. He could have done so many things other than shoot the bitch. This is bullshit.
I mean,
niggas held me up at gunpoint when I was a teenager and I got myself out of that more than 15 times, bro. I've been in Project Stairwells with 10 niggas beating me up and I got myself up out of that situation. Get the fuck out of here. If a police can't keep somebody alive, man, get out of here with that bullshit, man. I'm not giving no respect to that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care if she's a white lady. I don't care if it's an old KKK bald-headed person. Police don't have the right to just be shooting people, man. And that's what y'all don't get. I voted for Trump, but I didn't fucking. I'm not supporting this bullshit. You're not gonna. You ain't gonna see a video of me saying, "Yeah, that bitch deserve it." Fuck out of here. That's somebody's child, man. Y'all bullshitting me, man. I'm too strong to be having weak-minded bullshit.
Somebody's child.
Here, bro.
Hey, hold on. Somebody's child.
If these federal agents and work even extra hard to keep that to keep the
See, all
peace.
you want to do is just get rid of the cops. That's all you want to do, dude. Hey, dude,
What?
If somebody's child.
No, get the fuck out of here, bro. I chase bums out of this neighborhood and call the police on them. What are you talking about?
Okay, fine. You're good. You keep your own peace. That's fine. You don't have to contact the cops. That's like, hey, you live the way you live.
No, but I do call the cops. When I realize that I gotta beat this bum up or he's taking it to another level with me, instead of hurting his ass or crippling him, I'll move myself out of the area or subdue his ass until the cops come. If the cops never show up, I'll tie his ass up and walk away.
Okay. Then.
I don't get that shit, man. I don't get that shit. Y'all justifying straight. Y'all justifying arming the government and bolstering their position to actually kill people and write it off.
That's what's happening.
It's not a matter of writing it off, man.
Whether right or wrong
That is what's happening. Everything else is just wordplay, bro. We just dealing with people who utilize the English language in a certain level, and they disregard that Ebonics is actually a whole new language. And so what happens is they can out-talk and outmaneuver and play these games because there's popular token words that they utilize when they talk. So, you know.
Okay, so what are those words? What are those words? I want to know what.
At the job site, it's everywhere in America. It's a culture.
Verbal. No. Explain to me what this verbal magic wand that you're talking about. It's
like legalese. It's the difference between legalese, right, and regular English. Why the fuck do we need to speak legalese in court when we have a dictionary with English words and the definition in it, and we can all just utilize that? Why can't just go into court with a dictionary and just talk English?
How about just act right?
We've been on game. Niggas been on this game since 100 years ago, bro. We're not going to play shit no more.
How about just act right, not break laws?
Nah, it ain't about. It's not about act right.
It ain't about breaking laws, bro. Because the laws be wrong, nigga. That's what you know. If you know American history, bro, it was legal for niggas to get hurt over rumors, bro. What are you talking about? It was legal, so laws don't always be right, bro.
Was. It's not now. It was. It changed.
Well, you know what's legal right now? It's legal for a house made out of fucking paper to be worth $1 million and a fucking 22 bullet can shoot in it. That's legal, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Come on, man. Get out of here with that shit.
What are you talking about? Paper houses and 22 bullets. Dude, I don't know where you're coming from, dude. Please.
Dude, all these houses that people are paying millions of dollars for and $500,000 and $250,000, it's not worth it even in material, even in labor. It's just overpriced bullshit.
Well, yeah,
that's legal,
there, but it's not.
It's legal for corporations to buy fucking a whole block full of one-family homes and make another generation of Americans homeless. That's legal too, bro.
Yeah, but
it's also legal. You know what was legal during the mandate? During the mandate, like during the pandemic, you know what else was legal? Fucking a foreign agency recommending a vaccine and then forcing your fucking military to take this fucking vaccine. That also was legal, bro.
Yeah, dude, that was under the last administration, man.
It don't fucking matter.
It's out of it. Dude, it
administration, bro.
You don't let one administration ruin it for the other.
Administration. So, at what point is it the government Or is it the people who are acting as government? And who are we blaming now? The system or because the system is not alive, it's inanimate. So words like administration, inanimate. It's not alive. We talking about the life forms now. Let's get into the biology of this bullshit. Who's the
No,
leaders?
no, no, no. Hold on, no, because
By
this is
and
where you
large.
go into that
Yes,
multi-dimensionalistic. We're just talking
everything's
about
biological.
politics.
You're talking to
We're
a
talking
biological
about
entity. You're
no,
not
no,
talking
no,
to a dictionary. You're not talking to a book. You're
we're
talking to
not.
a living entity, bro.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about the universe. We're talking about the fucking the accident and how
Oh,
it
right,
pertains
right,
to
right.
fucking
So we're
kids,
not
dude.
talking about something
I mean,
inside the
come on,
universe,
man.
right? It's
No, I don't
outside
want
the
you. I
universe.
don't
This
want
is
you.
happening
Dude.
outside the universe.
Here we go, dude. Dude, you keep on talking like this. I told you, Trump's gonna come and put you in a rubber room, bro.
Right, right.
Yo, man. But the fact of reality is that systematically this shit's all fucked up, and it went from one race to now it's hitting all Americans. You know what I mean? One shape, way, or form, and we just being manipulated by the system, by all the policies and all the new amendments they're trying to put into laws that we have to be subject to, and they don't never have to answer to we the people. You know what I mean? And
Well,
we are losing the power as we the people, and we have certain things that come up, such as this lady getting killed. You know what I mean? May she rest in peace. Um, you got
yeah,
you got big things, and you got agitators that come within of what people is protesting against, whether right or wrong. It's their belief and their right to protest and speak out against it. And as long as it's being peaceful, you understand? But you got agitators that come in there, and you don't see no federal agents coming in there and tackling that. And this is American citizens. You know what I mean? Now it may not be immigrants, but we know that we have entities in this world that comes and put agitation inside there. And if you ask me, the government is the people that's doing it. And it may not be a Republican, it may not be a Democrat, it may not be an independent, a conservative, or anybody, a liberal, anybody. What it is a power at hand. And if we don't see that it's powers at hand pulling these strings to these politicians that we vote for, because everybody goes in office and say this, that, and third, but don't follow through with this, that, and third. You understand? And we always say, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this happened, this happened. Um, oh yeah, this person did that, and then dirt get pulled up. Everybody got dirt on them. Everybody. And it's all about when's that time for that dirt to come out, because I want to pull this dude's strings.
yeah.
And we
I think you got
eh,
to. I think you got to do a firm hand on that whole conspiracy side to it because like it's
it's
not
not cause
you know
it's not conspiracy, bro. Because if you
yeah, it's
look at
not black or white.
eh,
It's wrong or
eh, eh,
right kind of shit.
if you
It's
if
not
you look
like
at
fucking
if you look at the
you know
powers that if you look at the powers at hand that's supposed to have made a real change to the world, such as Kennedy, Martin Luther King, these guys get cut short of their time before they make the major move. You understand? And
yeah
it's not because uh, 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 one person don't like them or a group who don't like them. Is an entity that's put into place. And whether we call it the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service, whatever you want to call them now, you know what I mean? These people is pulling strings. And you can't say 9/11 was the terrorists. You understand? It was all terrorists. You can't say that.
no
Because that means our defense of America, that's supposed to be a top military, a top major powerhouse, we failed. And I'm not gonna accept that my government failed because we didn't have money or we didn't have the proper people. We failed because our intelligence system failed. And the reason why our intelligence system failed, because they are set up to fuck us as Americans.
yeah. Yeah, I think they were using like the catastrophes throughout the throughout the world rather to
And I say this because you know why? I love Uncle Jackie. You know what I
and
mean? And I respect him being a Republican. I love you too, Move. You know what I mean? And I don't know you as much as
word
I don't know Uncle Jackie. I love Source Beam too because he showed me
same
a different light than how another person looked at it. I never looked at it in that aspect, or if I did, I didn't indulge in it. So now he's showing me a different aspect of it too. So I love that dude too. You know what I mean? But
yeah
but we all breathe the same air. We all get up to go to work, the 9 to 5, whether it be 11 to 6 or whatever time you go there. We still got to make this money to survive. No one is rich, but the power that being, they own Mars, they own M&M's, they own this, and it's not just 18,000 people that own this. This is a set group of 10 to 20 people,
Yeah.
And can I
and
share
it's a family.
why I'm so passionate about this particular perspective? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and it's about biology again. Let me tell you why. Because I have a son, and my son is with a. I made my son, my only son out of my 6 kids. I made him with a white woman, right? When you look at my son, he could either be Arab looking to you if you don't know. He could be Spanish. He could be, and he's gonna be multilingual, right? So my issue is if we make this culture where these immigration officers can just walk up to people, right? And that's not just about the woman alone. This is in general, because there's other instances where they're walking up to people and it's all these white guys with uniform on, and it's literally white guys. It's not no racist shit. It's pattern recognition. I'm using the word white guys because that's just the term we use to identify the particular biological anomalies we're talking about, right? Entity, sorry, wrong word. And these biological entities who have agency are regular people who we could argue with in the street having a disagreement because they feel like this particular view is right and whatever. And now they have them badges and guns and there's law and ethics and codes of conduct that they're supposed to be ran by. But from my perspective, I was taught in school that federal agents are there to serve the people against the government of the state, to regulate the government of the state, whereas the state now also is there to protect the people, right? In their state, in their prospective states, with regards to the constitution of their prospective states, right? Because remember, the states
What happens
is
when
really
that,
technical.
what happens when that
technical.
state what happens when that state fails to protect its citizens? Okay, that's when the feds step in.
That's when the feds come in, right?
Yes,
The
yes.
feds aren't
When they
supposed to
fail
be
to keep you
aggressively
Yes,
dealing
they
with citizens,
fail
which
to
is
keep you-
why I'm trying to tell you, as a human, as a man, forget about all this law shit, man. Let's just talk regular human shit,
Yeah.
right? As a man, when you have power, he had power, which means that woman didn't have no power other than to drive a car, and you didn't have to be in front of the car. Just like she didn't have to argue with them, well, he didn't have to be in front of the car. Hear me out, bro.
Dude,
He didn't have to be in front of the car.
No, if the very second
He
somebody
didn't have to
steps
be
in front of your car, the very second somebody steps in front of your car, they have the right of way. You don't have.
Bro,
the right
I
to
saw
put
like
them out
2
of your
cars
way.
pass by her. There was like 2, and when you watch it, there was somebody had an extended video. Somebody had an extended video, and some people passed her, and then another cop started talking to her, and while he was talking, she slapped on the brakes, and then another cop said move, and then she started to move, and then right when she moved, the other cop was in front of her, and the one that was right next to her started shooting it, and the one in front of her shot her after.
Okay, so
Because the first shot came from the side, not the front.
Let's put this in perspective, okay?
The first shot came from the side, not the front.
Let's put this in perspective.
The first shot came from the side, not the front.
Stop for a second. Stop for a second.
The shot that hit her face first was from the side.
I heard you. Done with that fact. I'm moving on to ask you a question, okay? Or actually put something into perspective. You just arrested a known criminal that is tied to a lot of fucking bad shit. A lot of people have to function, are used to function that, okay? And in order to traffic children or traffic drugs, you have that's a working mechanism that has to have a working mechanism that it protects itself too. All right, so you have in your custody, okay, this guy who just made a cell phone call to all of his buddies to let them know that he's being fucking, the warrant's being served. These guys just showed up on my door. I'm about to open the door and get arrested. You know,
That's
guys,
what happened?
No, hold on. Let's say
That's the report that happened?
No, dude, listen.
So that's theoretical?
No, you're sitting there naked. No, you're sitting there in a vehicle with this dude in the vehicle, right? And you got some dumb protester that's blocking your fucking way to get to wherever you need to go as quickly as you can possibly, because you don't want something to erupt in the public. You don't want his boys.
So you shoot her, so then something did erupt.
You don't want
right? Sensible. Hey, so you shoot her, you shoot that bitch in the fucking face, so nothing will erupt. Yeah, great. Hey, logical, great logic, man. Great fucking logic, bro. Fucking right, bro. Just shoot this bitch in the fucking face.
Hey, we gotta calm down. We gotta calm down. Calm down.
Shoot her in the fucking face.
You do not.
Yeah.
No, you
gotta calm down, fellas. We gotta calm down.
Not. Like I said, you want to interrupt this whole fucking thing. Yeah, you want to laugh at it. You want to interrupt the whole fucking scene because you don't want to hear the whole thing. Okay, you got this hot piece in your fucking vehicle, and you don't want his boys rolling up with fucking full.
Let me Google what this man did. The actual
Google it. See how dangerous this motherfucker was.
But
you're sitting there in traffic while this dumb bitch is blocking your.
So I'm not saying you right or wrong, but be on the other side of what you're saying is that it's like these guys is federal agents. They know what they facing. You understand? You got AKs and you got these big weapons, so you are prepared for the worst of the worst. You understand what I'm saying? Now you may not want it to happen.
Do you want the worst of the worst happening in a neighborhood? Or do you want it happening at?
Hold on. I let you talk, and you were talking with Source. I just want to make my point. But the worst, you prepare for the worst. You may not want it to happen, but you prepared for it to do. But like you said, like Source just said, you're gonna shoot the lady because she's preventing you from stopping. You know she's not a cartel. You know she's not an immigrant.
They know that.
Better that one lady. You just said better that one lady. Better that one lady than the whole neighborhood.
Hold your thought.
Better that one lady.
Hold on, one at a time, please. One at a time.
But as you talking to this lady, you got two different cops saying two different things. You understand? And then now, granted, she may have a smile on her face. It may look like she got a smile on her face, but she's riding around scared. She may be scared, like and that picture may look like a smile. That video may look like a smile. But you understand? I don't know. But any event, you can't.
Can I ask a question real quick? Yeah. So my brother, if say you had your own burner and you're not a federal agent, right? But you're transporting a friend, right? Who people believe is is a criminal or whatever, right? And somebody's blocking you in the street and she's a woman and she's not necessarily she's just a woman in the street and she's like, fuck that, I don't want to let you go because I don't like your car or some shit. And then your friend comes to help you and then he steps on the side of her window, but then you get in front of her to direct the other cars, because that's what the guy who was in front of her was doing initially. He was getting the other cars to go around, right? But the guy who told her to go was on the side of her. So yeah, she could have smiled awkwardly. That's how it's gonna look, obviously, because she's probably fucking.
He didn't say go, bro. He said get out of the fucking car. That's exactly what the dude said.
Okay,
get out of the fucking car. And the federal.
And she didn't get out of the car, right?
Hey, let's say I'm a protester, right? And I don't like what I'm doing, dude. Yeah, a federal agent walks up. These guys are all in masks. They're all gunned up, and they ask me to get out of the vehicle. Guess what?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
I'm getting out of the vehicle. Here are the keys. Here are the fucking keys, sir. Go ahead and drive it.
Bro. Like,
you can drive your kids to school.
Certain times where them rights mean something, and certain times where your rights don't mean shit.
Yeah,
and certain times you gotta know when
we get that.
It's not that.
Okay, but did she still have the right to not be killed by a federal agent who is not policing traffic violations?
She doesn't have the right to turn her vehicle into a fucking deadly weapon, bro. Nobody.
She didn't turn her vehicle into a deadly weapon.
She did.
They escalated it.
The very second she saw a cop in front of her and hit the gas, yeah.
That bitch hit the gas, bro.
She thought she was in a fucking video game, bro.
So let me ask you a question. So anytime, so let me ask you a question. If I was just standing in front of a car and she turned the gas on, right?
Yeah, it could be a ticket, bro.
No, but what if, like, let's say I just stand in front of the car and I'm not a federalist, but I just don't want her to I said, get out the car because we're going to put you on the citizen's arrest. We're going to put you on the citizen's arrest for blocking traffic, right? Because she violated the law.
Yes, you are.
And she hits the accelerator and
you.
Well, it didn't really hit the guy. It kind of like nudged him and he moved and he shot him.
it doesn't matter, dude. He could have got caught underneath the wheels and not be able to walk for the rest of his fucking life.
Okay,
over, bro.
but so then shoot.
That shows
But
over,
she didn't.
bro.
Renee Nicole
Okay,
was
so-
wrong, bro. Renee Nicole Good was wrong as two left.
She was
shoes.
wrong. That's not my argument. That's not my
but
argument.
the punishment, but you gotta look at the
Her
circumstance.
consequence. Hey, I agree in the personal level that the consequence of her actions, right, is what she deserved. That's a personal thing. If you really listen sharp, I'm just saying that we should not be prepping these guys up to have that kind of impunity. That's just ridiculous because they had every opportunity to not kill her. They were trigger happy men. You can sit here and play it however you want. They are trigger happy men, bro. He could have grabbed her out of the car. He could have grabbed her out of the car.
You're talking as if these guys
I don't think you can grab nobody out of the car once you start moving.
Hey, you're talking as if these guys woke up. You're talking as if these guys.
When he told her to get the fuck out the car, he could have been grabbed out of the car. If it was such a serious situation, they could have just grabbed her out of the car and stopped playing with it. Could give her the command. She said no, boop, out of the car.
As soon as the cop reached in there, or as soon as the ICE agent reached in there to unlock the door and open the door and yank her ass out of the car, that's when she hit the gas, bro. He reached in there and tried to unlock the car, just like every cop does.
Don't nobody want to see these people die. They just doing the wrong shit, bro.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What you think about this? Because I don't like to talk about this because I don't want to put too much details because I don't know if there's a thing looming out there. But there was a time when a certain young man I knew, I don't know who he is, but he told me this story a long time ago. Right? It's a project in Brooklyn somewhere, and he for whatever reason he had to like chill in a stairwell waiting on somebody, right? And I don't know, maybe some crime happened somewhere. And a cop pulled up on him. And I mean, the other cop was probably like on another floor somewhere. And, the cop wake dude up with a cold fucking barrel to his fucking head and asked him, what the fuck you doing here? And kicked him, right? The kid waked up and he saw the gun pointing at him. Yeah, he saw the badge and stuff, but he's in a project stairwell by himself. He knocked the cop out, kicked his fucking front teeth in, and fucking took the gun, tossed it somewhere, and then ran away. Should that kid have not did that because it was a cop pointing a gun at him? Should he not have been startled?
All right, that's a hypothetical situation that can go.
It really happened. I know the person who it happened personally. It really happened.
Yeah, but dude, that's some random shit that happens in New York City.
It's not random. I'm saying if they was already pointing guns at this woman. So what would be why we can't use that as maybe she felt threatened. Because the car was at a stop when they was engaged in her, talking to her. When they were talking, the car was at a stop.
But getting startled awake is different. You got startled awake.
I mean, I don't know, man. And once you point a gun at me, I'm not gonna sit here and act like every time cops point guns at me, I'm gonna just stall off on them. But once you fucking point a gun at me, and I'm in a position to. Because I don't know how your finger is going to be. I don't know how shaky you are. I believe, and it's not I believe, it's actually universal. If anybody point a weapon at you, you actually have an absolute right to do whatever the fuck you can to be safe. And since she is a citizen, that means her fucking sovereignty is more than that goddamn federal agent. He should have actually tried to deal with the situation differently. I would have.
I fucking hate when I can see where both sides are coming from.
I don't think they gave him much room, though. I don't think they gave him much room.
You know what?
That's my point. They didn't give her much room. They wanted to kill somebody. That's what these kind of characters are, and they like to use judicial linguistics to fucking get away with it. Dude, whatever, bro.
Nah, but hold on, y'all. Let me at least shed light. I'm never on the side of police or the side of that. But look at what they going through right now. I'm gonna put up a vid. We're going to see what the hell they going through. It's tough when you got all this shit going on and you trying to calm things. Just give me a second.
That's why they should never be so trigger happy with regular citizens.
They got all this shit going on. Whatever's in the back. You got whole unrest. You got civil unrest going on. Then you got the lady with the car. It's a whole bunch of shit. You don't know who's who and what's what. Could they have done something different? Maybe. But when a car is coming at you or pushing you, that's something totally different, bro. That's different. Like if you're in front of that car and them wheels start rolling, I don't know, bro. But
their training is once they fear for their life, their thing is to prevent want their life being taken. You know what I mean? I mean, that's their
No,
training
that's
now.
true too. That's true
So
too.
so so now their aspect is not to prevent her from not getting away or anything of that. It's to stop the threat. You know what I mean? Whether it be a man,
Right.
woman, girl, whatever, it's to stop the threat. And from the video,
The ambience of the
like
threat is
like
pretensive, though.
eh,
They've been
eh,
doing that
eh,
for decades. We know that
no
as who we
fact,
are. We
no.
could sit here just
I'm
because we
not
have
saying that you're
friends.
wrong. I'm not saying that you're
Yeah.
wrong, but I'm just saying that their thought process is that thought process. Their training is their training. You know what I mean? So we have to go at that. You know what I mean? Whether it's right or wrong, and yes, we getting the raw end of the stick. We've been getting the raw end of the stick. You know what I mean? But now it's going somewhere else. It's looking to a certain group of people.
This is why I really believe a
Whether
lot of niggas
agents.
should have got that ICE job. A lot of
Well,
Negroes should have actually jumped on that ICE job. It was a big opportunity. It was
no
a big
bullshit.
opportunity
I no
to
bullshit.
create
A bunch
balance. To
did.
create balance.
No, it's not. It's not there to create violence, man. They're there to get the fucking illegal immigrants
It's
out.
not.
That's
That's a
it,
job
man.
for them, bro. It's a
You
job.
know,
And
yeah. There are
once they get in
there are people paid. I'm not lying, source. There are people that are paid to create obstacles for ICE left and right. They don't want ICE to go in and serve these warrants. They don't want them.
Probably
to
some other sector of the government too.
They don't. No. Maybe it's a part of the. Part
So
of
the Democrats ain't trying to work against ICE.
I said may. Okay, hold on. Now the thing of it is that you can have Democrats, you can have outside sources like George Soros. He's paid both sides to be paid oppositions, and that's exactly what the whole thing is. It's playing one side to the other. And Soros is great at it. He's had plenty of practice in Africa, in South America.
What's pattern recognition? What's George Soros' pattern recognition?
I don't know. Well, you know what his pattern recognition is, man.
And who are the government agencies that he's paying and taking the money from him and then passing the corruption downstream to the regular citizens? Who are those people?
No.
The immigrants?
I'm not going to get into all of that. We're talking about this.
Why not? Why not get into all that? We get into a lot of stuff. We should get into it.
You want to. No, I'm not going to go into.
But it doesn't. It matters. It's the most prevalent thing is biology. Because everything is biological.
I went down that rabbit hole. I went down.
It's not a rabbit hole. It's an actual reality.
Yes.
The rabbit hole is another part of reality. The rabbit holes are in the streets, in the valleys and shit, in the woods. That's where rabbit holes are. Rabbit holes are where they are, right? And reality is us. We discussing human stuff because we're humans, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So what kind of humans are at the top making all the decisions that all the other humans within the confines of the American system matrix, right? What kind of humans are at the top regulating and passing the laws and generationally too, multi-generationally? What kind of humans?
So this morning you got yourself a text message with the list of all the things that you were supposed to do, and that there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Somebody had already made your decisions for you to how to feed your child, how to clothe them, how to fucking send them to school, or how to go to your job, clock in and clock out.
Yes, actually, yes, because I was born before the system that's designed right now. I was born after it. Yeah, so in a sense, though I'm source being and I've probably been here for there was never a beginning. I'm still a human now, confined to dealing with human shit.
Okay, no, but you're
so that system that you're talking about, yes, I can't just get up and just follow my instincts. I have to curtail my instincts.
You're avoiding your question of your own philosophy. Okay, is what I'm asking.
No, I'm not actually.
Your question was about the upper 1%, about who makes all the decisions for us. Is that the other thing?
It's not 1% actually.
My whole point.
Because if you actually listen to the Constitution, everything is correct and exact.
Let each other talk.
Yeah, but the only reason why I asked the question in the first place is I know as well as you do, you make all your own decisions. There isn't anybody up in the fucking 1% that makes any fucking decision. My decisions still have to. My decisions still have to deal with matter. Are yours? Your decisions are yours. Your consequences are yours, not mine, not anybody else's or anything like that. It's not the upper 1%. It's not the
that's
upper 1%.
Still, it's true. If I go around punching people, their decision is also theirs too. That's always true. That's a given. So what you're doing is just making the mundane extremely important, and then
if I choose poorly, it's not because of the upper 1 or 2%. It's my choice. My choice, your choice. I don't make the choice for Source. I don't call you once a day and say, choice, Source, you're going to choose this and choose that and this, that, and the other thing. It's going to make your life better.
Yo, if I don't pay the rent, right? If I don't pay the rent, is it the kids' fault if they're misbehaving that my rent is not paid?
No.
All right. So if the government is fucking up, right? Whatever decisions the citizens made, is it the citizens' fault that the government is fucking up? Unless the citizens themselves are the government, which it happens to be because we have a constitution that says for to be by people, right?
I don't rely upon the government.
The people, but the government, I don't rely on the government either because the government is not alive. The government is people. People, I rely on people because we are a human. We're having a human experience.
We do rely on the government. We do rely on the government.
No. We rely on people. We rely on the.
We have to go
at a time. Let him talk. Let him talk.
And once we go to work, we get our hours. Our hours is paid by our corporation that we work for. But yet that check goes through IRS. IRS process that check and take whatever the fuck they want to take and say for whatever reason they want to raise it next week, they're gonna raise it and we have to accept it. Now that's not how it's supposed to go. We the people, we make the decision, but we.
But the reason why it goes like that is because we are the people, and let me explain why we are the people. We the people, and there's numerology involved here because we are the people. We make the laws, but there's a majority of people, right, who happen to actually be in position to make the laws. So yeah, we are. They're the we too when you speak in nationality. But there's a sub-layer, which is biology, the biological differences and the nuances between the different kinds of human biomatter, right? The biomatter that's at the top making the decisions also have people who are related to that 1%. It trickles down.
Yeah. That's what
so it's again, that's why people in the past used to coin the term white America. But as we got more integrated as a society, people stopped using those terms because we're more friendly on a personal basis with the 1% people who are related to the 1% people, which is the regular white people you see walking around.
I don't think the 1%. I don't think the 1% have a choice. I don't think the upper 1 or 2% have a choice. This is the age of technology where
because guess who? Listen,
I haven't even finished the sentence yet. We're in the there we go again. I can't even finish the sentence again.
Hey, let me finish this back out. All right,
just a sentence. I mean, I'm just saying, like
the antics of that.
Hold on.
Yeah, so subtle interjections.
Not a fucking sentence, dude, bro. Get it, please.
You've been spending so much time talking about you can't get the sentence off that it makes room for interjection. Get your sentence off. I'm quiet now.
Just take 5 breaths while I talk. I'm almost done with this.
I'm not going to take 5. Get your sentence off, bro. We're talking. We're like, come on, man. Time is of the essence.
I'm just going to take my time now. All right. So,
everybody's
everybody's a YouTube video away from fucking knowing something. There's no excuse for not knowing something that you can pursue yourself. So with the onslaught of all the YouTube videos out there, billions, trillions.
So tell me what I don't know. Tell me what I don't know from your perspective.
Out of those trillions of videos, you have either the fruition of something that somebody's worked on for their whole lives, and you're taking a moment to watch a 3-hour fucking documentary on what they've done. Okay, and
but what I've been working on my whole life encompasses everything. I work on everything. There's nothing. Every science that is available, I'm in it.
Yeah, excellent.
I don't talk about these things because I don't like to brag. But my whole thing, I'm involved in everything.
Yeah, okay, so then you know that there's a lot out there that's put out to distract you, right? You know, to deter you from the absolute truth as opposed to, you know, something that's diluted.
Yes, like the absolute truth of biology. Yes, there's like this whole conversation you've been having with me.
Well, yeah, it's not to be belittled.
It's like you can't even acknowledge that a human is a human and that there's different kinds of human and the different kinds of human do different kinds of things. And some humans happen to be a certain way and they're in a certain position and they're basically
I happen to agree
making all these laws.
I happen to agree with all of that, Source, but you jump to the conclusion that it's simply because I go in one facet doesn't mean I'm multifaceted enough to go into others. That's what's kind of fucked up about this whole conversation. You've been kind of like bullying me in that sense, but
I'm not bullying you, bro. Actually, you're doing it.
No, but you seem to be interjecting when I'm, dude. You're yelling at me while I'm trying to be calm and shit, dude. It's nothing personal, but dude, just let me finish. The thing
So when
is
you have
that
conversations with your buddy, y'all literally just sit there and just be like, okay,
all
time.
right, go ahead, man.
I thought we was buddies.
No,
You act like we in a forum.
Keep it though. It's different when we in person,
take the mic,
because
bro.
now everything gets distorted. If everybody's talking at the same time, you can't hear anything. Now, if we buddies on the corner, that's different. Yeah, we can hear what everybody's saying, but we're trying to reach an audience. And if everybody's talking at the same, it sounds horrible. You can't hear what anybody's saying.
But it's all right. Let's move on. Let's move on from it, though, man.
But one person can't say that another person can't interject if another person over interjecting and like. I understand what you're saying, put in an organization, but if we go interjecting amongst each other, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, somebody may have to slow down, stop interjecting a lot, but at the same token, nobody can get mad because we interjecting, because I got on the show. I got on the show late, and I didn't get a full paragraph in yet. You know what I mean? But I'm enjoying the show, and I don't mind the interjection. You know what I mean? Because it takes it to another level.
And check this interjection out. I want to know something, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible that, because my pattern recognition, and you know, it becomes offensive to some people because, again, we're talking about the fabric of someone's existence, and I could see how me talking the way I talk offends you, right? Because the fabric of your existence is being questioned by what I'm saying. You could sit here and say it's not, but it is. That's why you feel the way you do.
No, I feel that your descriptions are so vague. I can't put a point to them when I do ask a question about.
What's the vague part? Give me an example of what's vague about what I'm saying.
Well, what you're saying?
Okay, so let me not say pattern recognition. Let me just say white people run America, and white people make all the laws, and white people are in the military more than everybody else, and white people are the cops more than everybody. White people are the lawyers more than everybody else. Let's just say that then. White people are also the Jews.
So
right. Let's say all that then. So no more vagueness. All right. So what's the problem about what I'm saying?
No, there's no problem with what you're saying, man.
I'd rather you say that than you do go by your technical terms. Be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, me too. But I've been living amongst white people my whole entire life. I've been living amongst white people my whole entire life, and I have good friends, better than Negroes, to be honest with you. My wife is a white woman, and I've known something about a pattern recognition has led me to realize that when you talk to white people, especially when it's about something when it comes to the world, not personal shit, but even personal shit, there is this sort of like disconnect where everything has to be systematically based when we're just talking. Or if it's not systematically based, if the person is a profession, has a professional title, that means more than your actual intelligence. Like I meet so many fucking fat ass unhealthy doctors. I'm fucking almost 50, man. I got a 6-pack and shit. I could do pull-ups and all that, right? Backflips. These motherfuckers always want to tell me something. They just wanted me to cut my child's eye open because somebody pricked him in his eye with a pencil and he got a cataract, right? The cataract went away. They said the cataracts don't go away. The professionals, the person who studied their whole life. And my son's, I'll show you pictures right now. Let me post the pictures up just so I can make the point clear to y'all. Because this whole, I feel like because you've been in the military, when it comes to these type of conversations, I'm gonna tell.
I never served. It'd be that.
Who's never been in the military?
I never.
A firefighter, whatever. You told me something. I'm mixing you up with somebody.
No, you're fine.
I think you made the point. Right.
I did rescue in earlier life. I was a lifeguard. I did fucking.
Right.
But I didn't serve the military. I'm out. But
you remember that conversation we had about firefighting?
Yeah.
A while back, right? And you dominated the conversation based on the point that you actually was a firefighter, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't say I was a firefighter. No, one of my best friends, he went through firefighter academy.
Okay.
And, I live, breathe his shit every day. That's all. Mm-hmm. You know, I never walked into a fire and never fucking no.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll renege on that perspective. But my point is that when you talk to everybody black who talks to white people know for a fact, we can say every American knows that. Every black American knows this. When you're generally talking to white people, you have to either tone yourself down to some degree because they will inflate the most insignificant aspect of a conversation and then to hell with the point. And what happens is They could yell and scream, and we could still listen to them and respond to the thing they're talking about, not the fact that they're screaming.
Well,
and that's something that every nigga knows. I don't care who he is.
Well, a lot of white folks, I don't know if everyone one of us feels this way, but when it comes to talking to black folks, to a lot of white folks, it's just like flipping a coin. It's sometimes, yeah, and it's like, okay, do I have to be like guarded? Am I gonna say something to offend this guy? Just without just having a casual conversation, because there is that variety of one end of the spectrum, blacks, the other end of it, right? You got your hood brothers, and then you also got your like military fucking, lifers and shit like that, man. I mean, there may not be many black folks in the military, but they do represent quite a bit of the military. I have black family in the military. I'll be the first to say it. So the thing is like, you have that spectrum of lifestyle. The one that's committed to a uniform and the whole idea to the everything. They're a part of the biggest support group in the fucking world. We have like the first, second, and third biggest military in the world. I don't know if you knew that or not. But we have
as in who?
We have you, me, and the rest of the Americans here.
Yes, as a national, right? As a national, we have that. But then as a biological entity, what do we have as far as military? We just have stronger people. We just make more babies. That's about it.
No, it's not. It's the simple fact that we created a place that gathers up the best minds in the world. And it's so much so that some of the best minds in the world come here, steal what from the other best minds of the world, and they go back to their countries and fuck with that. So like a perfect example would be like Venezuela.
Well, niggas is not the ones permitting that.
Hold on a second. Venezuela had itself a large oil surplus.
If somebody was to blame,
and what they did back in the 80s, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s, they went to the U.S. and said, "Hey, U.S., we've got tons of these resources, but we have no means of infrastructure. We don't have refineries, we don't have wells, or we don't have drills or anything like that. So if we could do some business, you guys could help us set up a infrastructure." And they said, our oil company said, "Yeah, bet. We're going to go there. We're going to build up your refineries and whole 9 yards. Give us a fat slice of it." And guess what?
Who's in these corporate offices doing this? What kind of biological entities? What kind of biological humans are in these offices doing this? Making these decisions?
I got it in my head.
The niggers?
I'm not going to be deviated from a question for just yet. So what ended up happening was we went in there and we built all this shit up. We built it up for them. Okay. So the very second that they got their infrastructure built, the government.
Let's unpack the word built.
No, you almost finished. I almost finished. The government confiscated those facilities. Okay. The government of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez, you may have remembered him. Hugo Chavez took ownership of that shit and decided not to sell the oil to Europe, but he decided to sell the oil to the Middle East. Now, since then, we've had limp-wristed presidents that didn't want to have any kind of conflict with Venezuela in the first place. And it's our right to like confiscate oil and shit. It's our right because they were supposed to do business with us in the first place. Okay. So it's not just Maduro and the trafficking of cocaine and the trafficking of human beings to the United States, because they did.
They went to a court to sort this out, to get a judge to sign off. Hey, was this brought to a court? Was this brought to a court of law? Right?
Trende Agua comes from where? What are they? What is Trende Agua? Oh, yeah.
Was it brought to a court of law?
Dude, are you hearing me? Why do we know about Trende Agua? Because they've committed crimes and been caught. Thousands of them have been caught. Okay, they're in El Salvador right now. Okay, every last Trende Agua.
Sounds like they're real far away from us.
Yes, absolutely. They need to be far away from us.
I don't understand because for all this, all right, let me tell you something. My mother's from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. I used to go to Venezuela when I was a little kid on a boat ride with my grandfather all the time.
Okay.
And one of the things that I never noticed was Trinidad and Trinidad, even though Trinidad is much more vulnerable and it has a lot of money for a small island. It's like one of the most richest islands because of the asphalt, right? Why they didn't attack that little island and dominate it? It's so easy if they're such a real threat.
So by that,
why they didn't fucking dominate Guyana?
So
Guyana don't got no standing army like that.
I got one question for you. How much room do you have?
Big ass landmass with mountains and shit, and just a bunch of rinky-dink politicians. And
come on now.
No, I just got a
One at a
question for
time.
you. Do you got room to 2 or 3 of these Trinidad Agua guys in your house, man? Do you want them living in your place?
Hey man, they would never come in my place.
No,
I've never even met one.
I'm not saying no, but you seem to want them here. You seem to.
I don't want them here, and I've never told you that. How could this conversation make you think?
Where does Trinidad?
Wait, what are you talking about, bro?
Where does Trinidad Agua come from?
They come from the border of Mexico, where there's these white agents that let them in.
Yeah.
Or here's the other thing. Guess who lives at the border? Who are the majority of people that lives at the border? Forget about government people. Let's talk regular citizens.
Where does Trinidad?
The people whose backyards they come through. Are they niggas' backyards? Are they other Mexican people backyards who happen to live on this side of the border? Whose backyards are they coming through?
They could stop at any country. They just go country hopping until they get here.
They get country right, but when they get here, who is the first line of defense? We're talking from citizens to government. Like literally, what citizens have their homes at the border, right? And what agencies work at the border, and then what kind of biological human beings are at these borders?
I lived in one of those states.
One group of white people permits them, the other group fights them, the other group creates a job off of them. And then the other group creates controversy, and then basically niggas who are natives to this country have to pretend that they're from Africa and all this other shit for generations and generations. This is a game. People just tired of it, bro. And that's what it is. And you gonna have to come to terms with that personally as a man.
I don't have to come to terms with anything because I voted.
Well, you would. Hey, if you don't, the world will become more confused with you because it ain't for me.
I know
it's not for me.
It's not confusing. Okay, so you want crime in your country?
No, I don't want crime. I want solutions. That's why I make mixed kids on purpose.
Okay, yes, but that doesn't keep people from being fucked up.
Eventually, they will stop being fucked up because the actual fucked up people will stop existing. Whether they're fucking inbred niggas or inbred white people or inbred Indians or inbred Chinese, wherever the inbreds are, they're all fucked up, and I'm done with them.
Yeah, but you can lead yourself a healthy, joyous life. You can lead a life of fantastic. Decisions and such because you yourself are a human being, and no matter how you put it in this world, since you live here and we are targets because we live here. You understand? Like we're
I don't know because I went to a lot of countries, and every time I go to countries that people basically hate niggas hate Americans in, it's never me.
Oh well, that's not my fault. They can hate Americans all I want.
And all the other Negroes that go to those countries, they don't get that hate.
You're gonna let somebody in some other country that has a hate for us influence your hate.
But we have a hate. Our country have a hate for us. And I'm saying,
every white man. Here's something as a white man you should know that all those countries that you think hate America, when Black Americans go there on vacation, there is no hate experienced by them.
Oh, then go to Japan, dude. Go to Japan and see how.
I got a nephew living there.
It doesn't matter.
I got a nephew living there.
Go to Japan and see how you're welcome, bro. Japan is a very racist country, bro. So is China.
But my nephew's having the greatest time of his life.
Yeah, but what about that?
And my brother who made him had the greatest time of his life too in Japan.
But what about that YouTuber, man? What about that YouTuber that went to?
That YouTuber was actually probably going around making videos. You can't just make videos in certain places because they got sacred spots and shit like that.
They straight up made fun of him, dude. That's what my point is. They straight up made fun of him. They straight up racist comments, dude. They're making fucking sound. They give him a banana and shit, dude. It was all
right. They do that right here in America, bro. And whatever that YouTube. First of all, the people that ain't going over there making YouTube videos they have a ball.
You just said they do it here in America, and you wouldn't appreciate it. But then again, I just told you can go to another country and be treated the same way. That's what my point is, bro. You're going to be, and I'm not going to say you're going to be treated in the same way. It's potentially because
I think if Negroes listen to you, they'll go there with it. It's like when you go to jail and you think niggas just going to hold you down and rape you. It probably might happen. You know, when I went to jail, what happened? I learned law. I played chess. I exercised. And then I came home stronger and smarter. I came home with money. I actually took the GD for 13 niggas.
Okay.
I came home with money.
I didn't break the law.
I'm just saying moves like doesn't matter what the other country doing. Our country is not taking care of our American people. We don't.
No,
We
you're
don't.
right about
We
that.
don't. We
Especially
don't.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. We don't. We don't feed our American people right with the right food with the right ingredients. We don't make any we don't make any medicine to prevent diseases. We make medicine to cure to ease it. You know
Prolong.
what I mean? To take
Yeah.
care of it. You know what I mean? To keep it at ease, at bay. But we haven't done nothing
Here
as a
shit.
country within the last 50 to 60 years.
Yeah.
Besides break up what we have and what we make and what we make and what we
And the
what we
niggas
supposed
and
to
all
do.
the minority people aren't empowered to actually make the decisions that lead to those situations. All we can do is fight each other in the street and have people talk about us on the news and then use it as consensus to have conversations and shit.
So why not use Negroes that were like back in the day as an example that made changes for blacks
Cause the
in the
government
future?
killed
They
us
got
Because
all.
killed.
like
They got
The
you're
killed.
government
no
killed us all.
no wait
The
a second.
government killed them. The white government killed them.
Your first abolitionists were black, bro. Your first you know what an abolitionist, right? It's a guy who fights for black rights, bro. Your first
Yeah.
abolitionists in the United
And
States were
He's
do
black,
you
pressing
bro.
brother to
understand?
them,
And
basically.
guess what? They
Source.
were
I mean, move,
Republican, bro.
move. Do you
They were
understand that
Republican.
once a person gets to that certain level, they get broken down, no matter what they do. Now, whether they go in there just like a president, I may go in there, or a president candidacy, I may go in there. I want to make changes, but once you get there, and certain things that's put in front of you
Alexander, put your clothes on. It's time for a
that you
walk.
may normally not take or take advantage of. Like, oh, like, okay,
Huh?
this girl coming over here tonight, let me get a piece of pussy.
No, put
Now
your.
you
We
didn't
going
know
out.
that someone sent that girl there to plant some shit at your crib, or to say that you did something that you wasn't supposed to do. We see this all the time, bro. We see this all the time. And when it comes to a black person that want to make change, and the biggest person I could say, even though he got dirt, is Bill Cosby. Once you say that you want to make a change, tell the American people to pull your pants, tell the American kid, the young kid, pull your pants up, have more respect to yourself. That's done. Okay, another thing. We make babies out of wedlock. You understand? Now,
Come on.
doesn't mean that we don't want to be in that household, but the way the government is set up, because once you get pregnant and you go off before, they just had the paternity leave thing for women, ladies, they wasn't necessarily getting paternity leave at their jobs. So they have to rely on the government for government assistance. They have to rely on this for infant meals when they come out of the hospital, if they are taking um, these formulas. You know what I mean? My first baby had formula. You know what I mean? My second baby had formula, and it wasn't because I thought that was better, or I didn't know. I wasn't educated of that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my second two, well, didn't have no formulas at all. You understand? And I see the difference, and just that what the American government is giving us and presenting in front of us, whether it be a television, whether it be food, whether it be medicine, it's all fucked up.
Yep.
Me
It's
personally,
high
bro, to
prices and
piggyback
fucked up.
to piggyback off of that, I choose to stop looking at the system of things because what happens is that's a distraction from the actual people of things. Because when you go to these
Yeah.
doctors, it's regular people. They know what the fuck they're doing, or they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they know they don't know what they fuck they're doing, but they're still gonna do something because it pays them. So
Exactly.
again, we got a bunch of irresponsible human beings, or maybe something's genetically deficient about them, and you can't talk to a person like that and come to terms with it because they're just genetically deficient, and everybody else on the planet functions a certain way that's organic. And these people refuse to deal with the organic part of humanity for whatever reason, and that's just the bottom line.
No, but it's not whatever reason. It's the training, bro. It's the training that we get from the progress of school, bro. Like, you have to look at all of that. It's the sitting down. It's the bell. It's all of this is being programmed. You know what I mean? And once you're being programmed, whether you're being forced to go to college for
Follow the money, but
engineering,
for whose benefit?
it ain't for us.
Mm. Who
It ain't
got
for us.
who owns all the land mostly in America?
Yeah, but see,
Not Americans.
There's no seed a thing, man. That's what it has. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
People who own land have power, and they actually are the people who can actually move the government. And if the government's been moving a certain way, and the people who has the majority of the land at the end of the processes of the movement, meaning right now at this moment, all of things that governments have ever done, all you got to do is look around and see who owns the most land. That will tell you who the government serves, because they themselves are the government.
It's not to say that you can't own your own land or you can't find some land for you to buy. You can't.
You don't even have when you buy land. But here's the thing: you don't own land in America no more at this date since the 1930s. What you own is a landscape. You don't own land anymore. You own landscapes, and people can just take it from you with any kind of fake judiciary process that they can host amongst themselves.
They can and they can't, dude. It's all.
Here's what happens when the government has eminent domain, right? When they say eminent domain on some land that somebody owns. When they give you an eminent domain and say, we got to move you from here to build something, guess who's doing that? It's your fucking neighbors. And your neighbors are gathering together because they got aunties and people who are somewhere, and they could make contracts with some corporation, and they could do that. And guess what? Yo, nigga ass don't have that kind of power because you don't own a lot of land and you don't have no sway. And so guess what happened? That eminent domain will move you aside. And mostly niggas, and then the poor white people who trickle in. What we usually talking to poor white people who think that, because they're poor and it's the same as us. Nah, y'all came, literally white people. Look, no, this is a fact, bro.
Yeah.
All right?
It's also a fact, dude, if I may.
You're still
for interjecting, but dude.
You don't need to apologize. I can talk to you and hear you at the same time.
There are many people who have lost eminent domain cases, and then there are people who hold on and beat eminent domain cases left.
Okay, yes, by and large, they never beat. They don't win them. The majority don't win eminent domain.
Exactly, because the judge
and they usually build up stupid shit that nobody needs anyway, like malls that get empty 10 years later. So it's proof that they just wanted to move people out of the fucking land. That's all that government domain is for, is to move you out of the land. They build silly highways that they don't even need anyway. They build a lot of stupid shit they don't need. You know how much roundabouts is in fucking Oregon?
That's because a judge. Oh God, man, I really wish.
Who happens to be a white man
that lives in the same fucking neighborhood, bro.
Yes, right. That's my point. Community. Everything you say correlates with what I'm saying.
So no judge wants to say to the community that it's okay.
You just leaving out the part that they're white.
It's okay. It doesn't. I do black. White.
It does matter.
No, dude, because they're all over the place, dude. Everybody's a fucking judge now. Throw the dice and pick a race and pick a dominant. Okay, dude. Everybody gets to study. It's not. There's no excuse for not knowing in this generation. Bro.
Alex.
You said
Alexander, put your shoes on.
You said yourself, you're studying all of this. How is it that you're studying all of this and all the white people or Chinese or Japanese or whoever else is not studying too? Come on, bro.
Yeah, but I'm more universal with my studies. I have a baby with every race of woman on the planet, and I have a family. I have a family connection to everybody. So I know everybody's from a personal, organic level. I deal with organisms. I don't care about systems and shit because I'm the organism that invent them. No, I could scrap a system and make a new one. So this whole idea about the system killing niggas, the system never killed niggas. It was just people who hide behind the word system because it slows you down from repercussion. Like the Negroes who's all angry because they were taught to aim at the system when realistically, if people was killing your children and it was broadcasted on the news, people to see, you should have never been organizing marches and shit. The fathers should have been getting their asses up, finding out where these people live, and then killing them. That's what I would do if you touch my child. Then I don't care who you are.
Let me ask you this. Why is it white liberal women the ones getting shoved around and arrested by ICE? It's not any black folks.
Because niggas are smart enough to stay out of it now, and we're actually waking up, and soon we will not care about systems anymore. We'll just deal with people based on certain charges that we're going to be getting in our lives. Because every 1,000 years or so, the world changes its fucking shape and its form. And when that happens, the environment releases gases and different things, and it transforms people who are aligned to be transformed. And so I'm at that point right now, very close, and I don't give a fuck about guns and bullets and the greatest military. All that shit ain't gonna matter. Righteousness gonna fucking matter.
Well, what if
I'm just putting the warning out. Everything I do, whenever I come in these forums with any of my buddies, whoever it is who see my face, it's all about giving the warning for the judgment that's gonna come.
Okay.
You don't have to accept it, but hey, what I could be crazy to you if you want. If you want to pretend that I'm crazy and I'm not making sense.
No.
Come on, Alexander, put your shoes on.
I'm not trying to belittle you in any way, shape, or form, dude. I can understand like how a black frustration would be created with all of this shit.
See this right here? This is
You
the
know,
future I'm building. You ever heard about the golden race?
and
Literally.
it's a pretty
We go on a going race.
it's
Put your
just as
shoes
beautiful as
Go on
any
the
other
golden
child in the
racer?
world.
No, it's a little bit better.
No, dude, there's no better
Yeah.
child in the world, man.
Yes, they are.
See, now, there you
Yes,
go,
they are.
man. No, that's
Yes, they are.
entitled shit to be saying, bro. That's some
Yes, they
real
are.
entitled shit. No, it's my kid.
No, it's not. It's true.
My kid can do no wrong and all that shit, man.
He's the son of God. He's fucking better than most people's sons.
Good luck with that,
Not
sir.
you know. Yeah.
Because dude, come on now.
We're going to
life is beautiful, bro.
yeah.
Man.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna see y'all later.
Black is
Huh?
beautiful, but not accepted all over the world.
Oh no. You put on another shoes.
Damn.
Well, appreciate you for coming through, my nigga.
Yeah, man. Hey, is it getting that time? Fuck.
Shit. Black is beautiful, but black ain't always welcome.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing it is, man, it's like blacks welcome among black, and blacks welcome among white. Blacks welcome among all those.
Cause blacks ain't even welcome amongst other blacks either. You know what I mean?
You can't pick like one Japanese guy that you got to pick the Japanese guy that doesn't appreciate black people, but the Japanese guy that does say he's Japanese, so he doesn't appreciate black people. No.
If you put a black guy and a Japanese guy on 117th or even in Brooklyn, right? And you put them in the hood with a whole bunch of black people that lived in the hood, who gonna get joked on more, the black guy or the Japanese guy?
Oh, the Japanese dude, hands down.
No.
You mean to tell me the Japanese dude's just gonna rule the neighborhood, the black neighborhood, with black jokes?
It ain't about black jokes or nothing. Who would get run down more? The black dude would get run down more because the black people in the hood would know his background, so they would have more jokes than him. They could joke on a Japanese guy, but they won't joke on his looks or what he's saying. You know what I mean? They can't. Or maybe eating rice. You know what I mean? But we are living. We don't know his culture, so we would be
Hey brothers, I gotta take a night walk. Sorry to bother you. I gotta take a night walk with my buddy and his son and my son. We always do this, and it's about the time right now. I appreciate y'all. If y'all are still here when I come back, I will jump in again. Keep it going.
Hold it down.
Yeah, if not, much love, man. Seriously.
Yeah, fact, bro.
Yeah, no, I accept that love. I do not hate you. Don't ever think I hate you.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
I don't hate people. It's just that I know when it's time to change the world, and sometimes the world has to change in a way that's biological. That's really the only way it can change. Peace.
This is a motorcycle.
I just think that like shit is crazy, man, and like we have to open our eyes to different shit to what's reality, man. And reality is ain't nobody safe. Ain't nobody safe, bro.
Yeah, but see, I don't like to live like that, man.
But nobody said live like that.
No, live like that. That mentality constantly of like I'm looking over my shoulder for this or looking over my shoulder for that.
No, but that's not how it hit us. It don't hit us over our shoulder. We know to look back over that. I mean that's common nature. That's human survival. You know what I mean? They hit us where we don't see it coming. You know what I mean? They hit us with what we see on TV and get us riled up to go against each other, whether it be black, white, whatever, red, blue, whatever it be. They get us from off the focus of being on one wave. You know what I mean? And you be on one wave and we be on one accord, then that note would sound good. You know what I mean? But if everybody yapping like how we do on the show and everybody bickering and saying what they say, then that noise sound distorted, like Jack said. You know what I mean? But we all in one key, one tone. That shit sound beautiful, no matter who's singing it.
And I shouldn't have said anything about it because it happens on other podcasts too, man. But it just kind of dies down.
No.
I think there is somebody on the headsets and everybody's headset, and to let them know, hey, to calm it down. Okay, breathe
fact,
here.
but we,
You
we
know,
all need that check. We all need that check. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I think
We all
so
need that
too.
check. And then I also think that feeling and emotion gets involved. You know, we all dudes. We all human beings. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
we all passionate about what we feel about. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
no,
And
not
but
one
but
bit.
I do want people to see the flip side of the coin. Now, it's all
Yeah,
right if you know the flip side of the coin and you don't want to accept it. Then yeah, then make your point on that ground. But you can't be mad because another person seeing it in a different way, and
yeah,
your point of view is your point of view. You know what I mean? I don't knock
see,
it, but I do get angry at times. I be lying to you if I don't get angry, but I don't let that anger, fuck up our friendship or fuck up the show, because that's what the show is all
no,
about. It's all about
yeah,
opinions and letting people, we voicing other people's opinion that watching the show. You know what I mean? That don't
yeah,
say, don't have nobody to talk to or say it to. You know what I mean? So that shit real. You know what I mean?
true, true,
And that's why I
very
come on
true,
the show
man.
with you guys, because y'all dudes is passionate. Y'all dudes
Yeah,
interject. You know what I mean? Y'all dudes, because that's what makes the show too. You know what I mean?
that's what
If
I
every
like about Source, man. That
if
Source
every
is the shit.
if everybody sit around and just let everybody talk, then that'd be a dry show. You know what I mean? That'd be cornbread. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Cornbread
yeah.
without the sugar.
No, no, no cornbread with no sugar, dude. I met a couple people out here that like that shit. I don't know why, but that's cake. If you, it's like holy
so
shit.
So I'm just saying, love is love, but at the end of the day, like we have to look at reality. Like black people, we don't have no fucking no leaders. All our leaders get killed, and then the leaders that's supposed to be in churches, or you know we don't believe them because they don't live by that cloth. You know what I mean? Or certain
And
people don't believe in that book like that 100%. So
or better yet, they'll use the book for racial ideology, meaning that you start worshiping the black skin instead of the black character, or how the Bible applies to everyone and across the bear and the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
I don't
because
mean to
cause
be thumping or nothing, but I'm saying
no no
like I
but
some
but
of these pastors, these black pastors, have actually been caught using the word of God to promote
LBG, yep,
nothing,
yep,
not
yep.
nothing but color of skin, bro. Like
Well, well,
it's
well,
not even
well,
LGBT or whatever.
well. I haven't came across nobody. If anybody that any set of group that I seen do that, that was inside of
It was
a speaking
one in
manner,
particular,
it would
yeah.
be like the Muslims, the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? And
Oh
they
god.
Minister Farrakhan. You know what I mean? We had Minister Khalid at one point in time. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
there were different ministers in that division. You know what I mean? But as far as the American or African American black pastors of NCAA, and all that
And,
shit.
and
No,
you know
they got
what?
watered
I'm,
down.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look him up, but I'm gonna try and look him up. But it was just one. It
NCAACP.
was one pastor, by the way. It was one pastor. So I don't know
NCAACP.
if it was. Yeah, I did.
NAACP, man.
I
What I
do have
say?
to admonish myself for that.
Wait, hold on, hold
NAACP.
on, hold on, hold on. Time out. My man was just saying
No, I
NCAACP.
said I said NCAA first time. That's what I
Hey,
said. But
you
I said
recorded. You know you recorded.
NAACP.
You recorded, bro.
So
You
so
are
second time
recorded.
second time I said it right. Let's go back to recording and
No,
speed up
you
the
said it
show.
wrong twice.
I know you're gonna watch the show again, so you're gonna let me know. All
You
right.
damn right. I'm gonna watch the
But yeah, man. But yeah, we
show.
ain't talking about
Yo,
college football. We ain't talking about college
I'm
basketball.
about to
Yeah.
say he talking about
Oh
sports.
shit! Oh
Yo,
my god, this is funny as
Man, shit.
fuck.
But I perceive it again, like again, what I know about that growing up. You know what I mean? But it got watered down to they had other races running that group. Not saying that it can't be, but if that group was made for a Pacific wave, you know what I mean? Like shit's
Mhm.
crazy.
Well, before it used to be. I think it is as clear as black and white. I think they're like anywhere between like 20 and 30 years ago. Politics was like that because you had an ignorant public, even in the '90s when the World Wide Web was available and people were able to communicate within seconds with each other. It just wasn't refined enough to know what to look for. And then by the time we had created platforms for us to find out all kinds of shit from Wikipedia to YouTube and shit like that, the rules were established to start dampening and watering down uh, that and then to from watering down good content to just completely taking it off for one reason or another, and it was all censorship, and I do believe it had to do with the government,
Hmm.
and but the crazy part about it is like people are realizing that you have to keep the factual stuff up there, to know the firing order of a four-cylinder Toyota 86 or whatever the fuck it is. You could look that up, and there's a YouTube video or a Wikipedia file that'll tell you the firing order of that particular
But
four-cylinder.
but you also said a key thing during the show was that okay, yeah, but now you got to distinguish what's actually facts and what's actually not facts. You know what I mean? Now you
Yeah.
have to do a little digging. Now, if you believe that first video that you watch, you know what I mean? That dude may not have go step by step for you. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
may find someone else that give you a better description, a better detail on what you're looking for. So it's all about doing research too. You could pop in you in the YouTube search bar whatever you want. But if you don't do the research behind what you're looking at, you could get false information. You know what I mean? Because it happens
Well,
a lot of time.
there was a perfect example of it that just happened this last week. California went through some heavy flooding, like there was no tomorrow, and a buddy at work was, he was what do you call it? It's a clickbait. It was a total clickbait.
Yeah,
It was
facts.
like he was going through YouTube, and it was video after video showing the flooding, all the houses, about the flooding up to the rooftops and shit like that. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad, but California pulled itself up by its bootstraps. It's not the worst. Well, it's telling me it's the worst flooding California's ever seen, and I was like, well, that it may be a lot, but the only difference now is how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost more to build back the infrastructure, but the worst one happened in '97, and they built an infrastructure to recover from all that shit. And right now, the farmers are waiting for some crazy shit like this right now to happen. This flooding that took place that rose 30 feet up. It's got a blessing in disguise, so to speak. Yes, it did. Some horrible damage, and some people probably more than likely got hurt. But at the same time, lakes that had been dried were now full at full capacity. It was great. So yeah, it's just an example of how that clickbait will keep that dread going in somebody's mind. So when they go to look at those YouTube thumbnails, those pictures, so well, what video are you going to play? Oh, it looks like a cool picture. You play it, and then all of a sudden, what you wanted to hear with a little bit of propaganda comes out, and it's like you don't know the difference. You're being pushed into a direction where California is just going to break off into the ocean. Now we've seen this before, and it's fucking unfortunately it happens, and levees break all the time. There's mudslides every year, but not to belittle anything that took place this year. This year was it was a catastrophe like it was in '97. But I guess California is better prepared. Hopefully, anyhow. But yeah, man, it was all about the dread. Three Eye Atlas is the same thing. Did somebody fly a satellite up there, grab a sample of Three Eyed Atlas, and bring it back to Earth so we can physically see what this comet was made of? Do we have a satellite that could travel as fast as Three Eyed Atlas? I think it was going like 26,000 kilometers per second. So if we're making all these guesses of what all these colors of gases and stuff like that are passing through, and not even realizing that it's just fucking space junk. It's a big hunk of fucking rock that gravitationally pulled and heated and cooled and heated and cooled, and who knows how many dimensions it passed through before it came through here. So yeah,
that's a fact.
I mean, if we got a multi-dimensional thing going on here, the most random shit could be passing by us, and we'll never ever fucking see it again. I mean, the Earth will never ever. Earth could live for another 100 billion years, and we'll never see the same shit pass by it because it's just random, cosmic collisions. Planets and galaxies bash into each other. Fucking black holes eat each other up. Fucking stars eat each other up, turn into black holes. All kinds of weird shit, man. You know, it's no telling. Nobody, you know, anything is skeptical unless somebody flies out there, grabs a sample, brings it back, and says, "Hey, you know, this is what it was." It's all fucking skeptical. Yeah.
You'll never know. That's facts.
Keep people interested in clicking onto it. That's it. Our attention is the fucking product now. You know, it's not what we buy anymore. What we click on and the ads that we have to see every day are what pays for everything.
Yo, shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Shaq from Jersey, man. What's good, Shaq?
What's up, Shaq?
What's good? Yo, but before we get about it, I want to ask, man, how y'all feel about that Venezuela president removal, dictatorship removal?
I don't know. Again, smokes and mirrors. I mean, yeah, he maybe wasn't a good guy. You know what I mean, maybe he was wanted to get out of that position. I mean, as far as from people, but what things that they doing as far as taking the oil and doing what they doing, bro? It's the American way, I gather. You know what I mean? Strong on.
Well, and I think, yeah, it's kind of a mafioso move, don't you think? Like the horse in the head, horse head in the bedroom, you know, like offer you can't refuse type of shit.
But can I say something else? I do respect Donald Trump gangster. You know what I mean?
That is some gangster shit, bro.
At the end of the day, he could have killed the guy, and we would have no stories and no nothing. You know what I mean? It'd have been just another page in history.
So that maybe probably get everything clean.
You know what I mean? So now you get bought, whether it be right or wrong, is a due process, and everybody deserves a due process if you're gonna be tried on American soil. You know what I mean? So now we say that we went to another country and took a dude out of there, but we taking people from our country and not giving them due process and returning it back to theirs. You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22 with that. You know what I mean? Because now if this guy got power, or he making moves that we don't like, or their people don't like, who are we to say that we the superpowers to go in there and do that? Why Russia didn't do that? Why China didn't do that? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, because Russia and China weren't like, hey, you guys are cowards, come fucking get me. They weren't like a third world country falling apart. And you know, perhaps Maduro did this on purpose so his country would get the fucking help. Who knows?
But isn't China a dictatorship?
No. It's a socialist communist country there in Venezuela.
Okay, communist. Yeah. I used the wrong word. That's what I meant.
Communist, but they still restrict their people from having all freedoms and rights.
Yeah, they can't have podcasts and talk bad about Hugo Chavez or Maduro, Nicolai Maduro. Jeez, they had to live horribly. They're like Cuba, you know, with Castro.
Right.
Yeah, one of the Cubans was telling me they didn't have Christmas. What?
I'm talking to my boy Shaq. My boy Shaq is retarded. Pause.
Oh wait, I gotta see the chats, man. Shit, I haven't looked at them all night, but
no, not even the chat. He did me a private chat, so y'all can't even see the shit. But he's a funny dude. When I tell you, man, he's from Jersey, but when I tell you that he remind me of a New York dude, like I ain't never met a dude in Jersey from Jersey that remind me of a New York dude, but Shaq.
Nah, there's always little something uptight about Jersey. Little. But no, the funniest shit, dude, is like we got a bunch of Cubans at my work, man. And one of them was imitating Maduro. He was just like, he was shouting this shit in Spanish. He's like, come and get me, you coward. And he said, first, he's like, come and get me, you coward. And then he's in cuffs and he's like, hello, Happy New Year. Hello, Happy New Year. Hello, Happy New Year. They were imitating his ass in the break room. It was funny as fuck, man. But
that shit.
I think, honestly, with that gangster move, in a very loud way, I think, man, maybe it's just a romantic in me, but I think Trump put a little bit of hope in South America when it comes down to a little bit of change.
Yeah, I mean their minimum wage was like $3 or $4. Even if it goes to like 8, even if it goes to 8, that's much better.
Yeah,
it's more than Georgia.
And what if we can do something like we did in Venezuela, where we built an oil infrastructure where it's a project that's just sitting there waiting to make money. So if it's a project waiting there to make money, take the multiple or the majority of the profit, pour it into the government to reestablish a new government that doesn't have its people eating fucking zoo animals and
Yeah,
garbage and fucking losing 12 pounds. Everybody lost 22 pounds
but
throughout those years.
it's going to be a puppeteer to America, so it's going to be
Whoa! What's so bad?
subjugation to
Hey,
America.
let me ask you this: what's so bad about that?
I'm not saying it's bad, but you don't stroke, bro. If it was the
You know
other
what?
shoe, if we was the other shoe and we was in this third world country, bro,
Oh
no
yeah,
matter what, no matter how, we wouldn't want another unless they freeing us democracy altogether. You know what I mean? Giving us
dude.
our independence that we don't have.
If somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, you know what? You don't have to make dirt pies anymore. You don't have to eat the fucking cat. You don't have to fucking. All you have to do is just report over to this oil rig over here, and we'll pay you like fuck, man. We'll start off at $16, $18 an hour, and it'll go up to like $30 an hour, depending on what you can learn. Yeah, fucking a, dude.
When? How long? 5 years?
Dude, who cares how
4
long it
years?
takes? So long as the
No,
change
it
takes
do care.
place.
It do care. Look at us. Look at us as Americans. $15 minimum wage that we just got there, or $16, $17 now. But we just got there. Look at the cost of living. It's not adding up. Because
No, not right now. No.
no matter what the wages that they put forth for us, it's not gonna gravitate during that time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
then now we going off the economy of that time that we raising this up. So when that finally get to that raise, there's a different economy going on. There's
yeah, yes, yes.
different things going on now. So
All right. So check this out, bro. Um, we're, we're leading in just about everything when it comes down to research to fucking robotics to I'll pick a fucking subject, right?
no, we will help Israel, bro. Let's get that
No,
right.
no,
We not doing that all of ourselves,
stop with
bro.
the Israel thing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about American innovation, where
But
the
it's not
money,
all
where the
Americans doing that, bro.
stop that,
It's getting
stop
the
first,
technology.
stop for a second. All of that, I'm not saying that all of that is all taking place in America, but a lot of it began in America. So when it comes down to it, we're in a race with Russia and China and Japan when it comes down to technology. Now, when it comes down to military, we're the first, second, and third military in the world. So nobody's going to fuck with anybody for right now. That's why no countries have attacked American soil in any way, shape, or form since we picked up Maduro. Okay, so it's a perfect example. There's peace, and we just if you want to look at it, the lefty side, we just kidnapped the guy, or we also collected on a bounty, a $50 million bounty that we had on the guy for I don't know how many years. So the thing that was, we already had a bounty on Maduro for the reasons why he was being charged in the whole 9 yards, and but nevertheless, my point is that when we are the center of the technology. Eventually, technology is going to overcome everything. Okay, so I'm already seeing robots take place of shit taking place in any kind of assembly line, from like assembly lines for cars, you name it, trucks, a whole 9 yards. So people that have been working these assembly lines have to either learn something new outside of the assembly line, or they have to progress along with the assembly line themselves. So unless they're going through electronic and mechanical engineering, it's going to be really tough for them to advance, or they have to train their children to do those things, because that's exactly where technology is taking American technology. That is. Now, it's not to say that the third world countries of the world are going to be able to do that. So we're also the world is going to need the builders, the farmers, the plant managers, the plant workers that build from bricks to tiles to pallets to forklifts to trucks to 53-foot trailers to build an infrastructure. Okay. To ship food and supplies to companies in the whole 9 yards. It all has to be coordinated. This country, Venezuela, their ship was still functioning only because it was relying on drug money and money from Hezbollah. From I mean, like, we're talking about Middle Eastern terrorist groups that were training in Venezuela. That was what their money was training and not only that, getting
Okay.
getting a lot of people that were not Venezuelan with Venezuelan IDs into the United States. They were part of that huge fluctuation.
We talking about all the terrorist groups that's labeled as terrorist groups, but mind you, before they were labeled as terrorist groups, they was labeled as freedom fighters and resistance fighters against the PLO. You know what I mean? And we didn't want the PLO out there at the time. You know what I mean? So we changed that, and once we got rid of that, we thought it was gonna be the better. We put our own person in there that wasn't supposed to be there, that wasn't for the people of that country, and then we was like, okay, Hamas and Hezbollah, let them be resistance, right? We're gonna recognize them as being resistance against the political people that America didn't want there. So now we trained them, we gave them weapons. Again, that's what we did with Bin Laden. Bin Laden people against the Russian. We train these people, we give them weapons, we make them killers, and we give them mindsets of being strategies and killers, and then we leave them alone. We let them bear their country on their own. You know what I mean?
Yes, but that's when the Russians and Chinese come in and they bolster their causes with vehicles, with weapons, with that's. Do you think Iraq? Do you think Iraq were the ones that come up with the Scud missiles? No,
Yeah, but
they were bought.
Because they wasn't just bought.
It was a third world country encouraged to have a war with America.
Listen, if I'm in dire need and I'm only eating oats, right? And then I got another nation coming to me, but like, yo, I give you some wheat and I give you some money. You know what I mean? Because I know.
You know. Yo.
I think they got him.
Nah.
They went and picked him up. No.
Oh no.
Bro, you said the key words and they done came and got him. Damn it, man.
He didn't say Jew, did he?
Oh shit. Now you said it. They coming for you too.
No, they're not, man. I love Jews. And I love AI too. Just in case you're listening, AI.
Oh Lord, it's over.
You know AI is listening. There's like 3 AIs listening at least. Right?
Exactly.
Are they multiplied? Could you imagine AI with a multiple personality complex?
Oh,
that's probably what it's. That's probably what it's like. That's probably what it's like. You know, it would be like multiple personality. Whoa.
But while Doc is being abducted.
Yes.
While Doc is being abducted, the show must go on.
Yeah. So back to the gal or what, man? I just like, damn.
I mean, well, I'm gonna chime in on the president was Maduro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If the people are happy, I'm happy. That's all I can say. Because I don't get myself wrapped up in international affairs, even though South America or Central America is attached to us. It's like it's not. I'm from here. I got 50 states that I have to be worried about. So I don't really get involved into international affairs. But if I see the people are happy where they stand, then shit, I'm happy for them.
Well, I'm looking at a globe right now and going from North America all the way down past South America. There is just this strip of landmass that would just dominate the rest of the world as far as defense. There would be no touching us. It would be like the opposite of Rome. You know how the sun never set on Rome? I don't know what wouldn't set on the United States, but there'll be another way to coin it somehow, some way. But that whole strip, that whole strip from the North Pole to the South Pole would pretty much be covered, and yeah, at that point, you would branch out and like, I don't know, man. It's not only is it like just strategic, but it's a great way to consolidate all of the land's resources into one type of mechanism, so to speak. You'd never be short on anything, and you'd never be short on anything like oil, silicon research, you name it, man. Yeah, you could create centers in different portions of from Northern America to South America, and I don't know, man. It's just I could see what Trump's vision is as far as from the North Pole to the South Pole.
Yeah, Trump, I'm gonna salute him. I've been saluting him since his whole term. So I mean, as far as except for the, out of the international stuff, I don't pay attention. I don't even think he should, but I guess, and but diplomacy he has to. So I mean, whatever it is, what it is. But Doc, I'm really worried about you, man. You all right, man?
Man, you stupid. What you worried about, Negro?
There he
Oh
is.
shit, he there. Okay, I didn't know he
Yeah,
was back.
because he's back from the dead. Everlasting is back from the dead.
Yeah, hold up. Watch what you say, man. He might be one of them now.
Oh, would you or would you not bring a donkey into a brothel?
Syntax error.
Start blipping and bleeping like the fucking chat GPTs talking to each other and shit.
What's that number? 911012. What's that 011009? C76767.
Oh shit,
Oh
man.
shit. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
but yo,
Once this
make
nigga
sure
start breaking down.
make sure y'all
That.
like and subscribe, y'all, man. I mean, it's a good show. We are hitting 2 hours. You know what I mean? We always have a pause long show when all four of us guys on here. You know what I mean? We put in that work. Pause.
That is true. That is the truth.
Bags, like subjects, yeah. If you hear Doc breaking down pod to the 1,000th place, just know he's been taken over by them people. We know it's 3.14, but once he start going 3.1453962. What?
Yeah.
You already know.
I think there's
Yo.
only one human being that spoke all 10,000 of those numbers that are
Yo,
follow 3 point.
Five?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my
five.
gosh, he was an alien.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Hefe, man. I'm over here like 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? I'm over here like in the boondocks in PA right now, man.
Oh,
man.
Hefe out there too?
Yeah, I mean he in where he at? He in Pittsburgh? Or he just like the
I don't
Pittsburgh
know.
team? I mean, I don't know if he
Oh
out
yeah,
there
he just
now,
like the
but
Pittsburgh team. Yeah, he
okay.
from SC. He from South Carolina.
Okay. See?
Ah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I take my shot.
They don't have nobody to root for, so it's either the Falcons or somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, Falcons or Carolina.
Yeah, I ain't too far from Pittsburgh, and I'm like 3 hours away from Ohio, bro.
Yeah, you out there.
Yeah, definitely out there. I'm like 15 minutes from West Virginia.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. Boondocks. This is the real boondocks.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm out in the middle of Kentucky. It's the middle of nowhere, and I love it. It's awesome.
The middle of nowhere.
Yep.
I can't do it yet. I'm not built for it yet.
Yeah. The small community here. It's tough love here. That's for sure.
Like if I had bread, I wouldn't mind the middle of nowhere. I have a basketball court, all that. Everything is concrete and
He said that now. He gonna be like, yo, I need competition. I can't be shooting. I can't be doing this by myself.
Yo, this is the crazy part.
No, well, I don't have to hunt for my money or hunt for my food.
You have to, you said?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I would if I had to. That would be good shit.
Yeah, I'm about to get off, y'all. Yo, make sure y'all like and subscribe, y'all.
Yep.
Uncle Jacky, I appreciate you for having me on the show. Moves, always a pleasure to be having you on the show, Pause, you know what I mean? And so the same thing as always being, you know what I mean?
Always a pleasure to be invited.
Always a good fight night when we on the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Man, always in a good
most
way,
definitely.
good positive way, you know what I mean?
yeah. That's why I just slow down when I talk like this. I take my time. Then I got loud and fucking pissed. So yeah.
But yeah, we about to definitely get up out of here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Doc. I appreciate you, Moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been fun. The people that came through, CeeLo, Grace, Miss Brinson. I hope I ain't missed nobody. The people that's gonna come through later on. Definitely appreciate y'all. Who's this? Who the hell is that? Okay, H Low, my bad. I don't appreciate you coming through. But yeah, we knocking on 2 hours. It's time to go. We gotta go. Some of us gotta go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, we appreciate y'all, man. Hope we'll be back soon with another topic. Of course, it's gonna be political. But y'all have a good night, man. I thank y'all for coming through. And y'all got any last words? Go ahead.
Well, good night, y'all.
All right. Yeah. Y'all have a good night. Yeah. Hey, it's always a pleasure being invited onto the show, man. And when I can, I will. I'll hop right on. No time whatsoever.
Yeah, no doubt.
Especially with Source. Source, much love and appreciation with your
Yes, sir.
passion,
Source,
with your
appreciate
show,
it.
man. Yeah, honestly, man, there's nothing but love here, man. But anyways, for all the rest of y'all out there, just as much love and peace. I'm out, man. Y'all be good or be good at it.
Yes, sir. Hold it down. Yeah, we out of here.